Yo, what's going on, guys? And in today's video, as you can probably see on the screen, I finally made it to 4,600 trophies. It is exactly 4,600 trophies. It has been a long and hard way to get here. I've versed like so many max decks, raged a lot, even today. Today I dropped 300 trophies and gained them all back in one sitting. Let me show you. If I go all the way over here, you can see in this battle versus pack attack, I was not pack attack, philatakali. I was at 4216 trophies. I was actually raging so much because I dropped from 4568 all the way to 4216. I was so angry. But then I decided, you know, let me pull myself together, actually concentrate and play good. Out of 21 battles, I lost only 4, and that was all in one sitting. I was so pumped. Like, I didn't believe that I would make this, like, you could call amazing comeback in the last day of the season. So in this video, we are going to be going over a few of the replays that got me to 4,600. Let's start with this one, I guess, Val74. So this guy's running some kind of HOG cycle deck. It's very weird and off meta. He decides to go with HOG minions to start it off. I don't know why a fireball. I guess that was just like a bit of panicking. Although I could have just pulled it off. He goes with a princess, and I'm just left wondering, what kind of deck is this? I wait for it. I wait for the princess to come close to the bridge. Then I will log it. I just barely missed. Not barely missed. I missed the Goblin Gang. I think he had that hovered. I'm not sure. But I could have gotten some pretty good value. Now I go with HOG Spear Golems, I'm pretty sure. Or HOG Bats. HOG Bats. And he zaps. I don't do anything because fireballing like a few skeletons doesn't really make sense. I pull the hog along with the minions and fireball. So basically, from now till the end of the battle, I'll just go in 4 times speed, because it's basically just the same plays over and over again. He keeps going with hog minions, and I just keep pulling it with the mortar and fireballing. And at this point, he just quits. So I just go all in and just take the victory. So like this battle was pretty easy. So on to the next replay. Okay, so this one is against Electro P.E.K.K.A. And this guy's rocking a lumberjack balloon deck. I don't know, this is kind of weird. It is similar to the deck I use in Sudden Death in Clan Wars. Colton W83's deck, Colton's deck. He made this deck like I think 9 months ago, and Sudden Death just came out, and I'm still using it because like Sudden Death is the only game mode in Clan Wars that I'm really comfortable winning. Any other game mode, I'm down to lose like 2 battles. So by this time, I don't really know what kind of deck he's running. I just log the Electro Wizard back. I then go for HOG Bats. When I see the Lumberjack, I'm just even left wondering even more. I had no idea. I thought maybe this would be Golem or some kind of giant deck, giant bowler Lumberjack deck. But I really had no idea at all. I dropped those Spear Golems to take the Lumberjack, because the Lumberjack does a ton of damage left alone. It took out my Spear Golems while they were attacking it, so that would have gotten maybe like 5 hits on my tower, which is like a lot of damage. And then over here, I decide to go opposite lane with HOG bats. No, actually, this time I wait. This was another play. I wait and to see what he does. So that took out the Mega Minion. But now I'm just wondering, like, now I know exactly what deck is running. But it is a very, very weird deck, and it gets very, very close to the end. But it was mostly because of a misplay I did. I go with a HOG, and then a log just to get the bowler out of not cycle, out of attack. I don't know what word should I use for that. But he decides to go with the lumberjack balloon again. And I'm not gonna fireball. Actually, now I'm gonna fireball. And I go with bats because I have spear golems and bats. I can just wait for him to arrow. Then I can just go with an ice spirit or bats or spear golems and vice versa. So now over here I decide to fireball, although I missed the Mega Minion. Props to me. And then it is this play that I mess up. No, not this one. It's the next play. I mess up on the placement of the mortar, I think. But the balloon ends up getting one shot. At this point, I'm actually getting pretty scared because he has both towers to 1500 health. But now I just try to cycle spells at this point, trying to get as much value as I can. And I'm just saving up elixir just so I can go with a HOG. And now this is pretty much GG. I don't even defend that lumberjack push. I just go with bats. It doesn't really matter. And I get the W. This was a very close, not a very close battle, but it was a pretty decent battle. Okay, so now let's take a look against this. Yeah, this HOG cycle deck. I'll go in double speed since we already covered a HOG cycle deck before. So now usually I like to start with a mortar if I don't know what he's running. When I see the knights, the Goblin Gang, and the Tesla, I was thinking maybe like, how do you call it, X-Bow. But when I see the HOG, I eventually know that it's not true. So now I was forced to spend a bit more elixir than I needed to. If I pause right here, okay, he had a 2 elixir advantage on me. I thought it was gonna be more. I guess I just can't count anymore. So now I go with a knight to counter his, and then go with a mortis since his Tesla is not out of cycle, but he misplaced it. And that allows my HOG to get in and get 1 hit. Which is very good, because 1 hit versus a guy with Tesla is pretty good. So now I log and I can go with a mortar. And then I just kind of panic defend just to not allow the HOG to take any hits on my tower. So now I go with a HOG and then I fireball, and it end up getting no hits on this one. But now he has a very, very big push. But I managed just to cycle back to another log. I'm not sure if it was the log or the mortar that took care of it. And he doesn't allow that Ice Spirit to take a hit, which is a good play on his part, because he knows I want to get chip damage in, and he's not letting me do that. But obviously I'm just fireball cycling, and at this point it's just GG. Okay, so the next matchup we're gonna cover is this very, very weird P.E.K.K.A. 3 Musketeers Wizard deck with HOG and Pump. If I would rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it 10 on weirdness. It is so, I don't know, off meta. I don't even know how is this even supposed to work. So over here, I managed to cycle to a fireball to take care of his pump. Because a pump left alone with a Three Musketeers deck can be pretty deadly. So he goes P.E.K.K.A. in the back, and I go HOG. I just go all out HOG Ice Spirit. And he doesn't have anything to counter it with until he gets the Barbarians back in cycle. But by that point, my HOG already got 3 hits, so I'm pretty good with that. I'll log those Barbarians back, and then he will go for a freeze. I don't know why he did that. I go with Knight, thinking that will pull the P.E.K.K.A. also, but I did not have any problems because he doesn't really have much spells except that Zap, I think. Zap? I'm not sure. I'm getting confused with the matchups. So now I go HOG and see if he gives me any value. He ends up giving me some value with that Knight, which is obviously very good, because getting any value off a tower, a troop, and a pump, exceptional value. Why am I seeing value all over again? Many times. Now he decides to go with 3 Musketeers on the bridge, which is very weird. I go with Knight and freeze, and I'm able to mitigate most damage off those 3 Musketeers. I was just barely able to get a mortar down to pull that HOG. This HOG is level 8, so he doesn't do that much damage, but I definitely do not want that to get through, since damage piled up equals dead tower and most likely game over. So now I log those Barbarians and also clip the pump and the tower, so that was a decent log value. And then now he decides to go with a P.E.K.K.A. over there. I just fireball. I don't want his pump to get any other value. And now I'm just frantically trying to cycle back to a fireball, but I already got it back, so I'm gonna fireball those 3 Musketeers and also clip the Hog Rider. And he decides to freeze, but it's a bit too late. I love those new emotes. I just love using them. I think they're really cool. The Hog gets 1 hit and it's basically good game. But I decide to play with him a bit and try to go for the other tower, which I advise you do not do that at all. Now I just decided to finish the game because I don't want to, lose. Because sometimes when I do that, I try to troll him. He eventually gets like a huge push in, and I don't have any spells to take out the tower, and I just end up losing. And then you rage when you do that. So for the last replay, let's go over this mortar deck, classical mortar deck. I've actually thought about running this deck multiple times, but I didn't really get the hang of it. I feel like I'm more of a HOG player than a mortar player. And by the way, I also upgraded my mortar to level 12, spent 50k gold on that, along with my Tesla. So I spent 100k gold just in the past couple days. I don't know if that was worth it. I would say the mortar was definitely worth it. He will arrow, and I will fireball, just because I want the HOG to get a couple more hits. Now he is up on Elixir. I'm not really worried because I know he's running the mortar. I know it's not mortar. It's not HOG mortar. Now I go and trying to to kill that mortar, but I didn't know if he had log also. So that was a downer, but my Ice Spirit was able to get there and freeze it. I log those archers back just so they don't get much damage, and also just for a bit of chip on his right tower. So now I'll go with a mortar, I believe. Yes, I will go with a mortar. Then he will go with an Ice Spirit and a Knight just behind it. Now I see this and I decide to go HOG. Also, once I see that he went to mortar also, I knew that was a perfect opportunity. His mortar ends up locking onto my tower. And I just log his mortar just to make sure he doesn't get too much damage. He will get them one more shot, but nothing too crazy, nothing I should really be worried about. So now I will go with a mortar again, and he will go with the mortar on the other side. But he drops his knight a bit too late, and it is able to connect, and my mortar is able to connect to his tower. I take that juicy fireball value, and right now it is pretty much good game for him because I have mortar locked into his tower. And at this point I can easily just fireball cycle him. Now I go ice red on the bridge, just trying to get a bit of chip damage in. He lets that go through. I drop a knight to make sure that his mortar doesn't lock onto my tower, and I drop a mortar on my own to snipe at his mortar. I take that fireball value and I take the tower, and it is good game and well played. He tries to start rocket cycling, but buddy, you started a bit too early. I believe if he had started spell cycling a bit earlier, given if he knew what the matchup was, I'm pretty sure he could have got out with a tie or even the win. Also, the witch buff is coming tomorrow, and is going to be a hell of a pain for me and other HOG cycle players. HOG mortar, HOG cycle. Because all what I'm going to be seeing is max losers playing giant witch graveyard. And I'm going to be like, uninstall. Man, it's gonna be a pain. I definitely don't want to see how this meta is gonna be. So I decided to go with the HOG. I'm pretty sure I go. Nope, I decided to defend, and that was a smart choice. Although he does end up taking my tower, and I just do some horrendous plays over here. And plus, I didn't have my fireball and cycle, so downer. And he tries to, you know, give me the thanks. It is just so satisfying when you end up getting a comeback against someone who takes out your tower in the beginning of the match and starts BMing. I decide to log that, not fireball, because that just gives me a bit like more value for the elixir I spent. I did that so I can cycle back to another HOG, which I'll do right now. And I end up bringing his tower down to 322 HP. Now from now on, I will always have my fireball and cycle for his damn minion horde, which I will use right now, and it will clip everything beautifully. Positive elixir trade. That was a misplay. I meant to drop the log, not the HOG. But you know, sometimes if you have a card selected and you just forget about it and you try to drop another one, you end up dropping the wrong card. Now I just go fireball with a mortar to pull his giant. I will log this, you know, defense first. I know I have the HOG, and he doesn't have, you know, any reliable way to take out my HOG rider. He does try to defend, like, hard defense, you know. I forgot the term I was supposed to use. Play hard defense. There you go. I will log this. I'll log this his pushback, and my king tower will take care of his Valkyrie. And right now it is good game where I can log, and that's it. This battle was actually pretty close, and the satisfaction is unbelievable. Okay, well, that should do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. It really means a lot to me, and I wish you good luck on your end of season push. Make sure to give this deck a try if you're a HOG player. Even if you don't get to a season highest, just use this deck And next season, I guarantee you, you will have lots of success once you get the hang of it. Even if you go on a tilt, just know that there are a lot of dirty jammers and hard counters, because Supercell, once they see you are on a win streak, they just decide to make you lose all of your progress in 10 minutes. Well, anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!